Morning. Namaste, and welcome to everyone here in this warm sanctuary and out there zooming in to hear us today. Thank you for coming in on this warm and this cold, wintry day. My name is Vicky Semones, and I'm your host today for the service. We're so pleased that your individual spiritual journey has brought you to our Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma. CSL Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community with a shared set of values, principles, and practices. At the core of our belief is the existence of a single source, which we call God or Spirit. This Spirit inspires and guides, supports and nurtures our individual awakening and our day-to-day reality. This loving consciousness desires only the highest and greatest good for creation. Our community embodies an understanding of our oneness with Source, and we are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on this planet. Supporting our service today, we have our fabulous music director on piano, Terry O'Hara. Our special guest singer with her incredible voice, Christina Brewer. Our upbeat percussionist, John Hargis. And upstairs, working hard as always, our exceptional audiovisual team of Erik Perrohe and Ronald Edams. And someone who is essential to the success of all the moving parts of our center, who often doesn't get a lot of recognition, is Leslie Willis, our office administrator. Would you stand up? Take it in. Our practitioners today in service are Bev Holland on platform and Laura Bentel holding high watch of consciousness for us. At the end of our service, Bev and Laura will be available in the prayer room at the back of the sanctuary for those who might need to be held in prayer. Our Sunday messages in December center around belonging and community. Today's message will be given by Doug Taylor, who is a practitioner here at CSLT. Now let's turn to Bev for meditation and opening prayer.
Good morning. I invite you to close your outer eyes and just take a deep breath with me and recognize that Spirit is absolutely everywhere present. It is working in, as, and through us as individuals. And we all have our own personalities, and we all are one in spirit. Just imagine that. Imagine your life as being one with everyone, as belonging with everyone, as recognizing that consciousness within everyone. It is seemingly difficult, but truly it is the truth. It is who we are in all of us inside. And so today I just take another deep breath and just go a little deeper. Allow your body to relax. Allow your feet just be on the floor or the earth. Allow everything that went on before when you were getting here to just dissipate. Allow everything in your life that is busy, crazy, or just too much right now to just dissipate. It is the present. This is the present moment. This is exactly when we get to act, when we get to be who we truly are. And so recognizing that at this time of year, some people all of us have something that we're dealing with, at least busyness, and sometimes something more deep. And this is a time to know that Spirit is here, always working through us. And also to know that as a community, we can support each other in anything that is strife or that bothers us at any time. And so just taking another deep breath. I just know for everyone here that the Christ consciousness, the love of Spirit, God, whatever you call it, is here in our midst, is here in everyone, working through us. And so I'm so grateful, knowing all these truths, and I release it into the law, where I know it is done, and it is so. And so it is.
In the back room, so I'm sitting with them. I sing a prayer with every name of God I know, so I can magnify the glory of the one. God of light and shadow, Spirit on the wind, Mother of creation, with the Father of the Son. I sing a prayer with every name of God I know, and each name's another window to the soul. Tell me your name and let me behold. So many faces of God, so many faces of God, so very beautiful, so very, very beautiful, so many faces of God, so many faces of God, so very beautiful, so very, very beautiful. And if it seems the world has fallen to its knees, and I am calling for the love of the divine, a savior, a messiah, a teacher or a sage, a poet or a prophet, or a healer of an age. I sing a prayer for every name of God I know, and the stirring in my soul is something real. Tell me your name, and we will reveal.
That was beautiful, Christina, wasn't it? Let's give her some love. And another thing that's beautiful is our sanctuary. So I would like to have everybody stand that helped to do all these decorations yesterday. All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It just warms the heart, doesn't it, when you walk in and these beautiful plants and things. Well, I'm reading a reading that was chosen by Doug Taylor today, and it's by Richard Rohr. Me, Us, the World, Living Inside God's Great Story is what it's from, and it's called Breathe with Us. In a world of fault lines and fractures, we stand in a place where opposites come together, awaiting the birth of what is to come. If you are doubting, welcome. If you are healing, welcome. If you are angry at injustice, welcome. We await a new Genesis, one more beginning in a series of starts, trailing backward in time to the very first day. If you are afraid, welcome. If you are joyful, welcome. If you are longing to belong, welcome. God's generous rhythm of life, death, resurrection, moving in and through all things, the very breath and source of the cosmos itself. Our pathways converge and continue, each one of us a catalyst for loving action. We, a community of saints, conspire, breathe with us. Thank you.
It's toasty in here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That wool thing was too hot. I know we decided, but. So the song is called Divine, and when I first wrote this song, I was reflecting. I had a family member that made some pretty drastic changes surgically because she was very unhappy with who she was, and the procedure ended up getting botched, and she has struggled ever since. And so I was sitting at her house, sitting on the stairs, and this song came to me. So.
Looking back, can you see yourself? Can you remember how you'd want to be someone else? Always trying, always fighting to change. Always seeing a stranger in your own face. You didn't know that you are divine, and you can let your truth come to life. You are divine. You have divine love inside you. Didn't know that you are divine, and you can let your truth come to life. You are divine. You have divine love inside. On this journey, I admit that I have felt defeat. Yes, I have. But I never felt to rise up on my own feet. I am breathing, I'm believing in what is true. Yes, I am divine. I have divine love inside. I am divine. I have divine love inside. And you are divine. You have divine love inside. And we are divine. We have divine love inside. Yes, we are divine. And we can let our truth come to life. We are divine. We have divine love inside. Yes, we are divine. And we can let our truth come to life. We have divine love inside. Yes, we are divine. We have divine love inside. We have divine love
So today, it's great to see all of you, and I'm honored to be up here speaking for the first time. So I hope to share with you that which Christina so beautifully sings about, that each and every one of us is divine. So we're going to be exploring that today. And you know, there's a truth out there that says that wherever you go, there you are. And that we're all here because we're not all there. So what is this belonging that we all yearn for? Has any of you ever wanted to belong somewhere or to someone? Oh yeah, I think we all have. So what I'd like to do is try to catch an essence of what this belonging is that we yearn for. So what I want to invite you to do is when you feel comfortable, just call out a word about what belonging is. Some people might say acceptance. Other people might say something else. So I turn it over to you. What is belonging? Love. Comfort, joy. Other thoughts? Safety, that's a good one. Home, that's a good one. So there are a lot of different facets of what belonging is about. And as I think of all the ways that I've thought about belonging, it reminds me of my younger days, and even now sometimes I have to catch myself, that growing up in South Texas with my Mexican Spanish-speaking grandmother, I was in that culture. And then I was also learning English and in this other culture of what we called Anglo, or primarily white people down there. And what I learned to do was to try to fit in. So as I was with my Latino friends, hablábamos español y llevamos con la onda y todo muy bien. And then when I was with my Anglo friends, because they used to spank us at school if we spoke Spanish, I didn't want to let them know that I spoke Spanish so that I could fit in with them. Right? And also that Spanish was associated with the workers, with poverty, with inferior people, less educated people. So I learned to try to fit in with the group I was associating with. And as I grew, and I think all of us might have had this experience, you know, it wasn't just language. So I spoke a certain language with some people to fit in, and Inglés con el otro grupo, with the other group, right? But I also learned about having the right kind of things, the right kind of toys to be able to fit into that group. And then as I got a little older, it was about appearance. What kind of clothes did I wear? And what did I look like? There was one point when I wanted to be, pues bien suave, vato, bien coolese, you know, and I was at that stage, and despite my brownish blonde hair, because I was in the sun a lot in South Texas, you know, I took this pomade, as my friend George Clooney in Where Art Thou, Brother? Take my pomade, and this was a Mexican pomade called perico, or parrot, and I'd get that stuff and slick my hair back, and I did have hair at one time, slick my hair back as far as it could be so I could fit into los vatos chéveres, you know, those cool guys, you know, that were hanging out there. So there were many places I was trying to fit in, and I thought that was belonging. And I'm guessing that some of you probably have had those experiences as well. That we get this message from the external world that says we have to do certain things, we have to own certain things, we have to participate in certain kinds of activities in order to belong. Well, as Christina pointed out earlier, we're all divine. We belong to the divine. This yearning for belonging, which Brene Brown, I know you probably heard of her, tells us, is so hardwired that we often try to acquire it by any means possible, including trying to fit in and hustling for approval and acceptance. Not only are these efforts hollow substitutes for belonging, but they are actually the greatest barriers to belonging. When we work to fit in and be accepted, our belonging is tenuous. And it's through this yearning to belong, this deep inner desire that calls us to our spirituality, and from which community occurs. That calling to spirituality. Fitting in, she goes on to say, is about assessing a situation and becoming who you need to be accepted. While belonging, on the other hand, doesn't require us to change who we are. It's about getting in touch with that divineness within you. So belonging is a practice that requires us to be vulnerable, perhaps get uncomfortable, and learn how to be present with people without sacrificing who we really are. And one of the aspirations of Science of Mind is to help people discover and belong to God, to Spirit, to themselves, and to know that no matter what, they always belong. You are at home in God, in Spirit, in the divine. And to know the bigger truth that you are already here and belonging just by the mere fact that we're alive and present. So I invite you to extend a little belonging, practice a little belonging. Turn to someone near you and say to them, you belong. Now turn to somebody else and say to them, I belong. And now all together, we belong. So I invite you here today to discover true belonging, the foundation of beloved community, and be here, connected with the divine. Be you to full authenticity and belong to beloved community. So being here, our sense of belonging and our point of power, which all the spiritual teachers tell us, is about making a conscious intentional, active decision about how and where we want to belong. In each present moment now. We know that the power is in this present moment here and now. And that it is our individual awareness and choices that influence our experience of belonging. And it starts with belonging to God, to Spirit, to the divine, belonging to ourselves, and opening up to community. And as our founder of Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, tells us, we can change our thinking to change our life for the better. And again, Brené reaffirms what Science of Mind teaches when she asserts that spirituality is recognizing and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to each other and to ourselves by a power greater than all of us, and that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. Practicing spirituality brings a sense of perspective, meaning, and purpose to our lives. And again, our friend Ernest Holmes, all that God has or is belongs to us and is ours to make use of. We are not separate from life, from living, but unite the two into a perfect one. Out there in the vast reaches of outer space, and here in the equally vast reaches of inner space, everything is in order. Our task is to begin to understand that the universal mind is resident everywhere and also of necessity within us. Our prayer is that the truth be made known, that it cannot fail to be revealed. All the power is with you. All the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as the truth from that divine place. So I invite you now to maybe experience some of this inner divine dwelling that each of us have available to us. Get as comfortable as you can. And as you like, close your eyes, or if you want to leave them open, fix on a spot in front of you. And I invite you to breathe in to the count of 4, slowly, and then exhale slowly to the count of 8. So notice we're breathing out, exhaling twice to what we breathe in. So let's do that together a few times. Breathe in to the count of 4 deeply. And breathe out slowly to the count of 8. One more time. Breathing in. 4, and breathing out. Becoming more and more present, more and more in the moment now. And one more time, breathing in. 4, and breathing out. Feeling more and more relaxed with each breath. So I invite you to bring to mind one or more beings whom you care about. See them in your mind's eye, being here with you. And focus on the feelings of caring rather than anything complicated about the relationship. Perhaps it's compassion, friendliness, affection, even love. And now bring to mind the feeling of being with someone real or imagined who cares about you. Maybe it's a friend, a pet, a family member, or just the nature that surrounds you. Allow this feeling of being cared for, being loved, to permeate your being. Just keep it simple. Focus on feeling cared about, being appreciated, being liked, valued, respected, and belonging. Notice what it feels like in your body. And now, explore a sense of breathing warm, caring, and belonging feelings in and out of your heart. As you breathe in, warm feelings of love flowing into you. And as you exhale, love flowing out of you from the center of your heart. Feeling open-hearted. Be aware of how this heart-centered caring and love supports your sense of belonging and well-being. And now, I invite you, with your eyes closed or open, put your hand over your heart, or maybe some other body gesture that is meaning to you, and say to yourself silently, I am here now, and I belong. And this time, say it again, but aloud. I am here now, and I belong. And now, all together, I am here now, and I belong. So besides that first connection and belonging to Spirit, the next part is to be you to full. And what I mean that is be your full, authentic, true self. True belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in both being a part of something and standing alone in the wilderness. And of course, that's from our friend Renee. You know, she went to the same college I did in Houston. Just a kind of a egoic note there that I'm aware of. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you truly are. It requires you to be who you truly are. And because we can feel true belonging only if we have the courage to share our most authentic selves with people, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. So we have to discover and embrace this authentic true self, that indwelling divine that is in each one of us. And beloved community provides that for us, that support, that care. So when we're born and we separate from, or we think we separate from Spirit, that wholeness, that well-being of who we really are, we begin to construct a programming, sometimes called ego, sometimes called false self. And we start creating identities about who we think we are. Well, I'm Doug from South Texas. Or I'm a male or I'm a female. Or I'm Latino or I'm Dutch or whatever it may be. We start creating this mental egoic construction of who we think we are. And then we begin to run our lives based on this egoic construction in order to meet those needs that were unmet while we were growing up, or some woundedness that might have happened when we were growing up. You know? And maybe we've done that at one time or another. When I notice myself in my ego saying, Doug first, do it my way because I've got the right way. Or gimme, 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 me. And it's that ego identity jumping out there, taking over. Or maybe it's that small egoic identity that says, oh, well, I really don't fit into this group or that group, so why even try? And I'll just go about muy humilde, and not really participate. It's that egoic construction that we have to get in touch with that gets in the way and separates us from our true self, from the divine within us. And not only does it separate us from our true self, it separates us from each other. How many times do you get frustrated, upset, or angry because somebody's not doing it your way? Why don't they just do it the right way, by God? And we've all heard of stories, unfortunately, and too sad, about road rage out there, Somebody's not driving the way you think they should be driving. And they may be doing the best they can, operating from that same ego of me first as you are. So, learning how to get in touch with that true self, which is beyond the ego. It's about love. It's those God qualities we teach about here in Science of Mind. It's that love, that compassion, that kindness, that better angel of who you really are. And when you're in that space, it's hard not to feel belonging and connectedness. So again, I invite you to get comfortable. Close your eyes if you like. Take a few deep breaths. And just allow yourself to yawn as deeply and fully as possible. Just yawn. And go ahead and do that a couple more times. We know that when we yawn, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system and helps us to relax even more and become more calm. So focus on the rhythm of your breath, just entering and leaving your body. And allow yourself to become one with this flow of life. And as you do, become aware of the peace within, emanating from the center of your heart. The place you are most yourself. The center of your being. Your true, authentic self. And as you continue to breathe in peace with the flow of life, notice that beyond wanting, getting, rejecting, beyond thoughts, beyond emotions and dramas of the mind, that the true, authentic you continues to breathe peacefully with the flow of life from the center of your heart. And know that your true self is not the thoughts, emotions, roles, and doings that you experience. You are a center of pure awareness, pure being, always surrounded and immersed in the sacred, the holy, in goodness, peace, harmony, compassion, love, are who you really are when we let go of that egoic mind, that doing mind, that being more, having more, doing more. Allow yourself to feel this in your body and know that the sacred truth of who you are is always with you. God and Spirit are always here and available. So enjoy this moment of connecting with your true self. Allow your authenticity to show itself to you and to others. And I'll close with the idea of beloved community, which is what we are addressing this month in living your everyday wonder in community. Jim Lockhart, in creating the beloved community, and if anybody's interested, I might be doing a book study on this on a love offering basis, because it's a powerful book about discovering who you are, your true self, and connecting with others to co-create a beloved community. He tells us that the beloved community is a collection of individuals who are learning how to love themselves, one another, and the universe. Regardless of what name we give this idea, it is the same thing. The creation of the experience of belonging and experiencing the wonders of who we are, individually and collectively. It is a place where purpose and passion meet, where we practice being the person we most desire to be and support others in their efforts. It is where our faith in spiritual principles is realized as true compassion and service. The beloved community is a strong attractor to those who seek true belonging and spiritual realization. So I invite you, and I stole, to keep coming back and experience being here with God, being you to full in your wonderful authenticity, and belonging with co-created, beloved community. Thank you, and be well.
Thank you for that beautiful song. Will the ushers please come forward? Good morning. Thank you. And in your program, you have the words to our offering blessing. Let us all say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is.
To close your outer eyes again with me, please. And just know the truth. We have much to think about and know from Doug's talk today. Much to know, continue to learn about the beloved community, which is our own. And we all are involved in a number of communities. Some communities that we belong to are those of healing. Maybe healing the physical, healing the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, all the parts of us that need that spirit to heal, guide, guard, and love us. And I know that that same spirit that is within me is within everyone here, and with everyone within the sound of my voice. I recognize today that this is what we long for and we belong to. I'm so grateful knowing that we can turn to Spirit within us whenever we want and allow ourselves to be authentic in sharing and asking for help and being who we truly are. So I just allow these words to move into the law where they are done, where it is done, and it is so. And so it is.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I need to be grounded a little bit. We had some amazing messaging today, Doug, and your wonderful prayers, Bev. So I want to tell you about upcoming, we have announcements about upcoming activities. We always like to plan ahead, so some of these are happening beginning in January, but primarily we're looking at December. And so I'd like to have Drew Reverend Drew Ebersol come up and tell us a little bit about his mindful meditation.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Let's give Doug another round of applause. There's so much truth and wisdom in all of us, and that's what this whole center's about, and that's what Thursday nights are about. So when you come, it's a baseline of ancient wisdom on how to really cleanse the palate, as it were. Open yourself up and learn some practices that have been taught for thousands of years, and my master teachers that taught me over the past 18 years. And it's about sharing that wisdom with all of us And it allows the connection to this place to be even stronger, because once you have that baseline clear, the meditative practices, which is why we encourage you to come Thursday nights at 7, is we form a Sangha and we practice and we practice and we practice to get stronger and clearer and healthier. And then you get to add in this wonderful center to put creative thought on top of that. So you cleanse the palate, and then you creatively manifest. And it's a wonderful combination. So I hope to see you, and many of you have, on Thursday nights, and we share together as a community, and we grow ourselves consciously. Thank you.
That's 7:30 to 8:15, right, Drew?
Yeah, 7's a little longer, but around.
Okay, very good. Is Justin in the house?
I'm in the house.
Justin, come on down. Tell us about your workshop.
How could you miss me? Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to ask 3 questions, and don't worry, you will fit into one of these answers. So if you don't raise your hand the first time, just wait for the next 2. So first of all, who here considers themselves an artist? You know yourself as an artist. Raise your hand. Perfect. Thank you. How many of you in here can kind of think you can be an artist? You kind of can draw, kind of cannot, you kind of waver. How many of those are like that? Raise your hand. There's only one other option left. You don't think yourself as an artist. You're like, no way you're going to get me on a painting, drawing, writing. Not going to happen. How many of you fall in that category? Awesome. So I'm here to present to you a course that we're going to start in January. It's a 12-week course. And I was sitting in a room just like this when someone asked that question. And I am clear who I've constructed myself as a left-brainer. I'm a Virgo, I'm analytical, mathematical, I think with my words, not with my heart, all of that. And when that question was asked of me, the person that was up here asking the question said, well, then this course is specifically designed for you. Inside of this teaching, we take on that we are the absolute perfect creation of a creative power as we are now. So what do you do with that? What do you get to create? You heard in today's message, we get to create our experience. We get to create our thought. So, come January 20th, I'll be leading a course called The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. A course in discovering and recovering your creative self, a spiritual path to higher creativity. It's a 12-week-long course. I've taken the course and I've led the course several times. In my experience, what happened for me as that strong left-brainer, I became much more productive at my work because I could begin to actually create inside of that construction. I also, surprisingly, became a published political satirist and poet. That would never have even crossed my mind. So even if you are already an artist and you just want to elevate it to the next level, or you just want to explore that unknowing of yourself as a creative person, or you're just clear, it ain't going to be for me, this course is for you. It begins January 20th. The first class will begin at 5 p.m. After that, all classes will be at 5:30. I do ask for just a $5 donation to the center per class, or a $60 donation for a love offering. In your program, you can hit the QR code and register. You can go to the website, and you can go to our Facebook page. Thank you.
And Doug, would you like to come up and tell us about your upcoming workshop? I know we're running a tad late, but if everyone can stay, this would be great. Come on up.
I don't know that we can ever be late in spirit, Vicky. It's the perfect time and the perfect moment. Anyway, in February, I'll be offering a workshop called Supercharge Your Spiritual Practice. And what it is some practices from Christian mystical tradition and how they fit together with spiritual mind treatment. And we'll get more into deliberate mindfulness and effortless mindfulness. And they're 2 different paths. And both of them are great. And it's where you are in your journey as to which ones speak to you at the moment. And kind of like Justin's wonderful course, great course, by the way, we discover who we are every time we participate in community. to learn more about spirit and how we can connect more with the divine. And then I'm also, again, if you're interested for that Co-Creating Beloved Community book study, that might be coming up in January as well, that at a time that would be convenient for people. Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you so much. Now, Christmas season. We have some wonderful services. On Christmas Eve, Saturday the 24th at 6:30, Reverend Drew will be conducting a special service that includes candle lighting in celebration of the light.
On New Year's Eve, I think that's the other night. For Christmas Eve?
Did I say Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
So is that not celebration of the light?
I'm not here for that. I just want to be clear.
You are not here, okay, so on New Year's Eve, you're doing the one about the light. Christmas is, Reverend Karen is here on Christmas.
Sorry.
Well, we're talking about Christmas Eve, and then there's Christmas Day. And Reverend Karen will be coming to us virtually for a Taizé service of sacred readings, songs, and meditations. Okay? And despite what it says in your program, the registration for that is closed because we had a lot of people come forward who wanted to be readers, so we're full. On New Year's Eve, Drew is here. Yes, nailed it. Okay. This is harder than it looks. Okay. Then on New Year's Day, our regular 10:30 service, and we're going to be looking at visioning for our future. And just a quick couple of comments about our practitioners. They are our spiritual coaches. Time's up? Okay. Okay. Our spiritual coaches, our practitioners are selfless and deeply spiritual. They keep learning and keep giving, and they're ready and willing to help us navigate solutions to change and transitions with their affirmative prayers. Their primary role is to pray with us, individually and collectively. And there's a card in the back that lists all of the practitioners who are available to you. Don't be shy about contacting them. And don't be shy about volunteering for the several teams that we're putting together: hospitality, usher greeter, facilities, marketing outreach, birthdays, and compassionate care. Bev was kind enough to mention the effort that went into decorating our sanctuary and our fellowship hall downstairs. 13 people showed up. And because of the numbers, we all worked diligently, we found out that you share the work, and it's less difficult for each person. So it was a bonding experience. You join a team and you find out, hey, I like these people. I know them better, and you get a deeper sense of community. And there's great joy in that, and that's what we felt yesterday. So please sign up in the back. There are practitioners available, maybe board members here, that will help you answer any questions that you have. And quickly, did anyone have a birthday last week? We'd love to sing happy birthday to you. Okay, we'll keep asking. And Christina, we have your beautiful song coming up, and then we have just a special note at the end.
It is in the same key. It's in the same key as the song, you know.
Be here now.
Hey Mamela, hey Mamela, hey Mamela, hey Mamela, night, and the spirit of life calling. Wait, there's no mountain too great. Hear these words and have faith. Oh, 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 oh. Have faith. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth, in your reflection, He lives in you. Oh, He lives in you. He lives in you. He lives in me. He lives in me. He watches, watches, watches everything we
Oh, now that'll give you chills. Wonderful, dear. So I wanted to just say that at the conclusion here, there's hot coffee in the back, and we're having our monthly potluck downstairs in Fellowship Hall, and I wanted to just borrow a phrase from Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but it's sure to delight. And that's our food downstairs from the potluck. So as we think about that, let's all gather together to sing the peace song, and the word should be up here.